Some really big changes are going to be coming to Arsenal Competitive, and a lot of people aren't happy. We're going to be talking about what the next Arsenal Competitive update is, why it's so bad that people are considering to quit Arsenal Competitive, and how this will affect the future of Arsenal Competitive, as well as how people are reacting to this. There's been major backlash, and I've even been invited to Discords that were meant to protest against this single update. So this all started when one of the Rove staff, Midnight Crystal, tweeted that she wanted to change Arsenal Competitive, and I quote, "I just want to say this, I said it on stream, Arsenal Competitive is bad, and the reason is because it takes out all the actual skill-based parts of Arsenal and substitutes it with inflated weapons. A good Arsenal Competitive would have all the weapons in it, if not more quote-unquote bad ones. In fact, it would promote the weapons that provide utility and allow the player to move around in interesting ways. Even more so, one of the biggest skill ceilings in Arsenal is the ability to adapt to the weapon you're given. Being able to use bad weapons is part of that skill." She then later went on to describe what changes she would make to other game modes, those including standard, pistols, concussion mania, etc. But we're mainly going to focus on competitive. So what she suggests is that for competitive, that the changes would be to adjust the weapon pool, to add reasonable quote-unquote bad weapons, add more utility-based weapons, add point systems rather than just base it off kills, aka meaning certain actions and kills with certain weapons will award more points. Weapons will only change based on performance, rather than just simple kills. Point accumulation will level up the weapon as well as add to the final score. I want to improve Arsenal and make it better, and that includes making competitive more viable. This is reminding me back of when we released the Mega Update. We had so many people telling us that we killed the game, ruined it. This is a good sign if you ask me. She then later went on to talk about how there would be competitive seasons, more rewards, as well as having unique perks for being a certain rank. Now, why is this such a big deal to the Arsenal competitive scene? Well, it mainly highlights on the fact that she talks about adjusting the weapon pool to add reasonable quote-unquote bad weapons and adding more utility-based weapons. So what people are picking up from this is that you would basically have projectiles in competitive. And this is a big deal because there are already bad enough guns in competitive that need to be wiped out of the pool, such as any automatics and any guns that basically don't one-shot, or any weapons that have a long time to kill. So with the implementation of utility-based items such as something like the flamethrower or a rocket launcher, it would make even more uncertainty and inconsistency into competitive. Now, a lot of people are reasonably mad about this because they have been wanting for better hitboxes and basically ironing out all the buggy and messy code that's already in the game. Now, here's what I think. If we're going to implement an update as big as this and that changes the competitive scene as much as it, then we should at least have some kind of soft launch where we could try out the new update of competitive, or maybe having both the new update and the old competitive. This will make it so both sides are happy with what they have, and as well as being able to adjust any tweaks or any changes to the new competitive mode. Now, keep in mind, everything that was mentioned, as well as all the changes to the other game modes, are not 100% going to happen for certain. This is just projecting what could be happening. Now, of course, I really don't think that adding projectiles or any garbage guns such as like the acid spitter or the flamethrower would be beneficial to competitive. So I'm curious to what you guys think, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And I also wanted to hear what other people thought about this, especially those very deep into Arsenal competitive. So I decided to reach out to one of the Arsenal competitive league's more visionary people. I got into a call with Pure Noodles. Now, he is the type of guy who comes up with just a bunch of brilliant ideas, and you can see in his videos, you guys should go check him out, that he really just brainstorms a bunch of ideas. And this was my talk with him on how he felt about the new update. Okay, so could you describe like yourself and how you fit into the competitive scene in like a sentence or so?
Ooh, I like this. Alright. I think I fit as a very influential content creator, so my ideas can spread out into bigger thoughts and more opportunities. Like the ACL, it was brought together by a friend group that had an idea. With my influential abilities, I feel like I could have people think that same idea. You know what I'm saying? Another friend could make another huge idea and just bring more attention to the Arsenal competitive scene.
How are you affiliated with ACL?
I was a formal host slash trial mod, but now I host the ACL tournaments. So what is this you have here? What is this you have here that you just sent me?
I've seen the tweets made by Crystal, yeah. Okay, so basically, Midnight Crystal, one of the moderators, she was tweeting about how she wants to make changes to competitive, and I wanted to get like other people's thoughts, especially those in the competitive scene.
All right, I would like more detail on it, but from what I can see, so talking about like adjusting the weapon pool, so it's talking about like different weapons and all that, more utility. I think that's okay, but the point system I disagree with. I feel like you just need to keep it basic because certain points is going to be different advantages and stuff like that. I feel like personally for the competitive scene to keep it what it is, people liked it before they changed it to what it is now. So I feel like if they change it to something like this, it's gonna kill off more of the community than it already has. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. I think some of it could be fit in to make it fit well, but the point system, I'm not really feeling the certain points off of certain gun kills.
Mentions like having more utility based weapons, so talking about how like it would be incorporated with like more quote unquote bad weapons instead of like what we have right now.
I feel like the weapon selection is already horrible enough that we don't need to add more horrible guns into the game. Just it really just depends on what specific guns, because if you're gonna give a gun bigger advantage, then obviously I would say no. The whole point of competitive is to have a competition between one another or different teams. I don't feel like if you just give one team an advantage because they have a better gun, it would be competitive anymore, because one team has such a huge advantage. Like right now they have some advantages like automatics to like pistols, but like this, what they're talking about is gonna be a way bigger advantage. So I mean, I'm not really feeling the idea. I see what they're trying to do. Like they're trying to balance it out. Like, all right, well, if you get a kill with this gun, you get more points. I feel like it would just throw everybody off.
Now this is where the video should end, but as I was editing this video, Crystal just made a new tweet with some very important information and with way better communication. In the tweet, she talks about how the new competitive will actually be like, and if you can't tell by my voice, it actually seems pretty good. So, screenshot it says, I know I've been memeing about competitive, but the changes aren't going to be something like adding a bunch of projectiles. What I mean by quote-unquote bad weapons are weapons removed from the pool, despite them having very good headshot potential. Also, I don't know where people got the idea that the new comp formula was going to be made similar to standard. The win objective is completely different, and the way you promote your weapon is based on how you get your kill. Body shots are worth less points and won't promote you to the next weapon instantly. Headshots will award you more points and promote your weapon instantly. Also, gold knife won't be added. Old competitive will still be a game mode, and I'm thinking of renaming it to snap round and making the threshold to win smaller. Also, hopefully competitive only servers with a ranking system like Overwatch maybe, and a reward pool. This is actually really great news, and basically, oh my god, I am way more excited into the direction that Crystal is going to launch the scene into. Now keep in mind, this is after the summer update. I am much more excited about this, and I'm pretty sure the community in turn is also much more eager for this as well. Once again, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts, and I hope you guys are as interested to see what will happen in the future as I am. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe.